Whoa. I think it's safe to say I made the right decision to just stick to NXT reviews for the rest of 2015. If this show is any indication of how far superior NXT is to Monday Night Raw, it would be crazy for me to not just watch this show. Welcome to my NXT review. It is your boy, Deluxe Man. I am here to give you my thoughts on the November 25th edition of NXT on Wednesdays, live on the WWE Network, or you can check it out on Hulu. I have to say, this was a really good show. A very fun show for me. I loved every single ounce of it. I can sit here all day and praise the format of NXT, the fact that it's only an hour. So even if the show is not that great, it's just an hour. You're going to be able to get through it and just go, okay, it's just an hour, it's fine. But they got a lot done. They got so much done in 1 hour. I left that show going, my God, that was one of my favorite NXT shows this year. And I've seen a lot of good NXT shows this year, guys. Maybe it's because I'm coming off of a very bland, boring episode of Raw. Whatever the case is, I really enjoyed this show. NXT is the place to be for wrestling fans. Now, before I get into my NXT review, I did want to take this second to announce that Solomon Crowe, Sami Callihan, was recently released by WWE via request. I think we all knew Solomon Crowe wasn't really going anywhere with this hacker gimmick, and quite frankly, he got lost in the shuffle. Guys, think about this. When you're on a roster with people like Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Asuka, the Vaudevillains, Soft, Rhino, Baron Corbin. It's really hard to stand out amongst these great talent. And then on top of that, we got new people coming in. I just said Asuka, but now we got James Storm coming in. We got Elias Sampson coming in. And then we might be getting Austin Aries coming in very soon. I think he made the right decision to just go ahead and bow out. He wasn't going anywhere. He was practically a jobber anyways, and I don't know, man, he just wasn't connecting. It's sad that he had to leave. I think Solomon Crowe is a good talent. I think wherever he goes, he's going to soar, he's going to be awesome, he's going to make a lot of money, and he's going to be beneficial to that promotion wherever he works. But that's just my thoughts on Solomon Crowe. I wish him the best of luck in all his future endeavors, and I mean that in the most sincere way. So tonight was made to build up to the upcoming NXT special, NXT in London, which is going to be on December 16th of 2015. For now, the temporary GM for NXT is Michael Cole, because William Regal had to get surgery on the back of his neck, so he'll be out at least until, I'm going to assume, NXT in London. He might come back sooner, he might come back later. But for right now, Michael Cole is the temporary GM, and he came out to booze as we would expect. We went into an NXT Championship contract signing segment between Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. You know, they came up as friends from the Indies, so naturally they were friends on NXT. They tag teamed together. They won the Dusty Rhodes Classic, so we've seen them have good chemistry. We've seen what they can do together, and we've seen their friendship develop over time. So when Samoa Joe, a few weeks ago, attacked Finn Balor for a shot at the NXT Championship because he felt like he didn't have to fight for that championship because he had to compete for it in a Battle Royal and he didn't win it. So he felt slighted. Like, I earned a shot. You promised me a shot. Why am I having to fight for it? So, naturally, what does he do? He cuts the corner, attacks Finn Balor, and gets a shot that way. Simple stuff like that just makes these feuds work. So, with Samoa Joe now as this very vicious Samoan wrestler coming after Finn Balor's championship, there's that heat element. And we saw that in this contract segment. You know, Finn Balor comes out talking about, I'm coming after you, Samoa Joe, at NXT London. And then Samoa Joe comes out, doesn't say a damn thing. Walks in, signs the contract, doesn't even bother to look at Finn Balor, and walks out. which was like, damn. So after Finn Balor signs the contract, he goes up the ramp. Then Samoa Joe attacks him from behind. They brawl, they take it back inside the ring, and he knocks out Finn Balor. There you go. Man, just good heat. I love it. This is going to be an awesome main event. I'm loving what they're doing with it. I think these two are going to tear it up at NXT in London. I think my camera is shaking. Let me fix that really quickly. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, but that was the opening segment. A hot start to NXT. Then we move on to a rematch for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The Vaudevillains versus Dash and Dawson, or the Mechanics, or just Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. Whatever you want to call them. This is a much more competitive match from their championship match a few weeks ago. Because a few weeks ago when Dash and Dawson won the tag team championships in shocking fashion, by the way, it was one-sided. They annihilated Vaudevillains. And they've gone on a tear, since they came out as this new Brainbuster-esque tag team. They even gave Samoa Joe and Finn Balor a hard time. So I gotta say, man, I'm liking Dash and Dawson. Simon Gotch is very underrated. We don't talk about him a lot. But that guy, his wrestling ability is just, whoa. He's gonna be great. Him and Aiden English as a tag team will be awesome. Will be perfect for the main roster. They can't screw that up. Just copy and paste. They'll be fine. They'll be absolutely fine. But even with this match being more competitive, they put up a better fight. We had a lot more near falls. Dash and Dawson still came out on top as your NXT Tag Team Champions. But after the match, we got the return of Enzo Amore and Big Cass. Thank you. This is how you do it, man. And I'm looking forward to this tag team contest. Enzo and Big Cass versus the Mechanics, or Dash and Dawson. It's gonna be an awesome match at NXT in London. I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the debut of this new mystery guitar player. There was a video package for, I think it was Elias Sampson. That's who it is. I've never seen him before. Actually, I have seen him before, but he was a jobber. He was a jobber at NXT. But he's gonna be presented as a legit competitor coming up soon. So he might get his debut match at NXT in London, or maybe next week, or leading up to NXT in London. But whenever he debuts, I'm looking forward to seeing how he does. I think he's going to be awesome. I like the gimmick. I think he stands out. And see, this is also something NXT does. They do a very good job of establishing characters. Will he make it to the top? We don't know. We just don't know. But he's already standing out in my opinion. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the return of Sami Zayn. It's been confirmed that Sami Zayn is in fact returning. And he will be returning at NXT London. Yes! Yes! That's going to be awesome. We got a couple of more matches. We got Asuka versus Dana Brooke. Well, we were supposed to get the match, but it didn't happen because it was a trap. As Asuka came out, here comes Dana Brooke talking on the microphone to distract her, and then Emma surprises her from behind. And at first, when she attacked, Asuka just fended her off like it was nothing, but Emma eventually got the one up over her and pretty much left her laying. But when they got to the back, freaking Asuka stood up and smiled. She took the freaking Emma lock head on and just stood up and smiled. Asuka is a freaking beast, man. I look forward to seeing Asuka every week. She is one of my favorite parts of the show. I love this woman. I love her theme song. I love her look. I love her presentation. I love how dominant she is. I hope she stays this way. I hope she stays this way, man. This woman is awesome. Asuka is the real deal, man. She is the real deal. You know who else is the real deal? Apollo freaking Crews. Okay, I am hoping one day the announcers come out and give Apollo Crews this introduction. His music hits, he comes out, he turns around, his back facing to the crowd, and the announcer goes, "Introducing Apollo Crews." He has to hold that out. He has to make it dramatic, man. We gotta get that introduction for him. We gotta get it for him, man. But he took on Jesse Sorensen. Where have we heard that name before? Jesse Sorensen. I can't put my finger on it. That's a very familiar name. Did he come from a particular company that that didn't use him very well. That doesn't really matter. I can't remember what the name of that company was. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. It was a fine match. It was just really a squash match for Apollo Crews. He beats him with that. What do you call that? Is that an alley-hoop hurling sit-out powerbomb, sit-down powerbomb? What do you call that move? It's really awesome to see him hold him up in like a back suplex position, toss him up, and then catch him in a sit-out powerbomb. It's just, my God, it's awesome. But he beats Jesse Sorensen and accepts Baron Corbin's challenge for NXT in London. Guys, we just set up so many things on this one show. We set up the main event, which is Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. We set up the Tag Team Championship match, which is Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus Dash and Dawson. We set up the return of Sami Zayn and possibly the debut of Elias Sampson. We set up Asuka versus Emma. Is a female wrestling match. Holy clop! It's just a regular thing on NXT to have females main event the show because they deserve it. So hopefully we keep this up. I like this. I really, really like this. But we got NXT Championship. Bayley versus Eva Marie. Let me tell you about this damn match. Throughout the night, they were establishing Eva Marie as the corporate favorite. And they did a very good job on commentary highlighting that. And this is how commentary can actually help the show. So, when we had Charles Robinson come out before the main event and said he was going to oversee the match to make sure it goes down the middle, you kind of got this feeling of, wait a minute, what's going on here? And then we see Eva Marie come out with Nia Jax. And then it really was like, oh my God, they're stacking the odds against Bayley. And so you got this feeling that the WWE was going against Bayley and was trying to screw her over so they can push Eva Marie, who's the corporate favorite because she's on Total Diva. She has that superstar aura to her that makes them want to present her as the NXT champion. So you got this feeling that they were going to screw over Bayley. And I think that is what really helped make this match feel even more better than what it really deserved to be. And I'm not going to say the match was bad. I'll say it. The match was actually pretty solid. I can't believe I'm saying it, but I think Eva Marie is doing really well. I think as this heel, spoiled rotten character that knows she's spoiled rotten, that knows that the company is behind her, that knows she's gonna get everything, she gets that nuclear heat. She gets that I'm gonna riot kind of heat. But that really helped this match. I kind of felt like it was unanimous. Usually the NXT crowds are split. It doesn't matter if you're a villain or a babyface to them. If you're cool, they'll like you. If you're not cool, they'll boo you. Or if they like you more than this guy, they'll chill you over this guy or chill you over this girl. In this match, all of them, almost everyone in the crowd was on Bayley's side. Nobody was cheering for Eva Marie. And the way this match was executed was done so well. It was done so well, man. You see the referee get knocked out by Nia Jax, and then you see Charles Robinson get in there. There was like a point in the match where Bayley was going for her corner splash, and he stops her. Like, what are you doing? And then Eva Marie hits her finisher, that slice spread number 2 from, or the Brian Kendrick. That's where she got the move from, Brian Kendrick. She hits that, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna lose. But no, Bayley kicked out. There was a lot of emotion in this match. I'm so happy I don't read the spoilers. I am so happy I do not check out NXT spoilers because I want to enjoy the ride. And I actually thought that Eva Marie might actually beat Bayley. And Bayley still came out on top despite the odds. Charles Robinson gets knocked out. Here comes the regular referee. He wakes back up. And then Bayley hits the Bayley to belly off the top rope and pins Eva Marie 1, 2, 3. Really good match. The crowd explodes. It was just an awesome moment. But then after the match, Nia Jax attacks Bayley, lays her out with 2 leg drops, holds the championship up, and pretty much tells us that she's coming after that championship next. So, man. Bayley conquered Eva Marie. Will she conquer Nia Jax? I gotta say, I don't see it happening. It really does feel like Nia Jax is on a tear, and Bayley might have met her match. We will see. We got 3 weeks until NXT TakeOver in London. But man, what a show. A great episode of NXT. Check it out. If you saw it, give me your thoughts down below. If I was going to give this show a grade, I'd give it a strong B+. B+. This was a great episode of NXT. Definitely something wrestling fans should check out. Again, if you are sick of Monday Night Raw, this is where you need to be. Because this is where your boy, Alyx is going to be for the rest of 2015. I will see you next week for my next NXT review. Your boy, Alyx, signing off. Peace.